so proudly we hailed, and the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights, oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets trembling, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land under the free, and the home of the brave? Because we are the brave. Yes, we are the brave. We'll fight to remain the name of the brave. We are the US of A. For those unaware, that flag is still there. It's our future to save. This land of the brave, the US of A. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free, and the home of the
On the pole, it's going to be brand new qualifying. I tell you what, if we were to run the All-Star race, I'm sorry, the I don't think you really got caught up in all that much. But man, thanks for joining me in the booth tonight, buddy. More down from the truck series in here. He's going to be looking to try to steal a win. This time it is with the Xfinity cars. As you can see, just like it, she's got a soft spot in her heart for Cowboy Matt. Well, let's say Cowboy Matt doesn't win tonight, and let's say she picks.
For the most part, but it was very fun.
Yep, one right there at your home track, Bristol. That was through here. Yes, you got 21 at Sledgehammer. You got the 61 of Mountaineers, and our Colt 315 Cowboy Matt in his 19 High Rock throwback.
Yep. Sledge for the lead, 15 pushed up a little bit there, probably running a lower preset, as you would imagine. That's the kind of the versatility you get in this preset.
Used to be all over the streams, him and Master Killer. Speaking of Master Killer, he's actually in the race tonight, and I will have a little bit of help as far as laps, some issues that may occur on track.
We're really going to hope that we can make it all the way on tire.
One groove racetrack. Yeah, you got to try to figure out the finesse. Welcome to the chat, sir. Good to see you. Looks like finesse is rooting on Boehner, trying to go through 3-0. dig. Right now, look, so far so good. A whole lot of give, a whole lot of take, but they're keeping it clean, keeping it green. It looks like they're getting a little bit of separation between each other. No, the truck race was a lot of side-by-side, fast-paced racing. I'm ready for tonight's race. How you feeling?
Confident, man. And the cool thing is, of course,
Mountaineers, let this thing get really racy and then attack. Go for it. These guys have had 2+ weeks to practice. They're going to make contact a little bit, so are these guys. So looks like Bowen's kind of dropped back a little bit. Looks like some of the guys that might have taken tires earlier are really going to start moving their way to the push.
And here comes Larson. Larson to the bottom of the track. Job. Trying to take the lead away. Good job. Fowler, the momentum.
What's going on, guys? Hey, how are you? It's Tuesday night. That means it's time for the Xfinity to take their turn around Road America. It's going to be a great race. Got about 45 laps, 10 or 12 cars on track. They just got done qualifying, so it's not going to be long until we get the command to go ahead and fire those engines and get their pace lap going. Pace lap around this place is about good 2.5 minutes, so we'll be able to slowly work our way through and get everybody going. Hey, it's good to see y'all again. Hope everybody's having a great week so far, able to get out, maybe soak up some sun, do whatever you got to do outdoors. Spent most of the day outside today, taking care of some stuff and whatnot. But man, it's good to be back. Last night, if y'all joined in for the morethancape.org benefit race for the driver on Xbox, More Than a Cape, you saw a great race at Talladega between NNR Spark and Shake and Bake. Dohar, I ended up taking the overall points lead. It's just a very, very short 5-week race, season, I guess you can call it, mini season between those three those three communities. Dohar has the points lead, but the one and only Frozen Toes was able to go ahead and grab that W. Please, by all means, if you're a follower of NNR on Twitter or of HD Motorsports or of Stout Whiskey or any of those guys, please go ahead and take a look at the clip that was created. It was an amazing time, a lot of very, very tight 2 and 3 racing, 2 and 3 wide racing at one point for stage 1 to complete that. There was actually 4 wide, so man, it was a phenomenal time. But as always on Tuesday nights, I get to be joined by none other than the guy leading that pack during that clip, none other than the one and only Stout Whiskey. Stout, what's happening tonight, brother?
Not much, Pete. Just hanging out, man. Went got a bunch of stuff done today. Did a bunch of errands, cleaned up the house, and ready to watch these Xfinity guys from NNR do it up here at Road America.
Yeah, 11 laps, 45 total laps going to make up the race length. They were saying about 8 or 9 laps on fuel, give or take. I don't know if anybody actually wanted to give me the real number, but that was kind of the gist of it. Rock NASCAR, thank you very much out there for joining. Rock, thank you for those bits. Absolutely appreciate you, sir. Still a gentleman and a scholar. I know you were out there last night, and you definitely enjoyed that race. And there's also the one and only Coey. Coey out there in chat. What's happening, bud? But, yeah, Stout, 45 laps, about 8 laps per tank. Asbel got it done during the truck race on Sunday night. The only people that seemed to have anything for him then was the 5 of Little Tank and the 88 of Watt Racing. And, I mean, those are your top 3 in the points. So it goes to show at the end of the year, even though we're, 32 races in, the cream still rises to the top with Boehner, Asbel, and Boehner, Asbel, and Bowling leading the Xfinity Series. Who do you have your eyes on for tonight? Who's going to make the least amount of mistakes?
Well, honestly, I'm not even focused really on who's going to win this race. You name those three guys, and especially with Boehner and Asbel, how well they've performed and done the stuff that they've done, and Bowling's done a good job too this season. I'm really focused on looking at those guys that's 4th through 8th. You talk about Parsel and Q-Dog and Cowboy and some of those other guys. Who's going to take the right step or the step in the right direction tonight to go ahead and try to maximize the amount of points they can so that we can move forward and finish out this round going to Michigan, Homestead, and Martinsville. That's the thing. You want to start off here strong, kind of give yourself some leeway to make mistakes in maybe next week. You really got to try to maximize your points here at road course because honestly, not a lot of people like driving road courses.
No, you're 100% right. And I actually, I talked to these guys in pre-race, and I was telling them, man, it's the last road course of the 2020 season. Time to get it in, time to get it done. Going on to Michigan next week, and then Homestead, and then Martinsville, and then finally we're going to cap the season off at Atlanta Motor Speedway. And you just talked about those 5 guys in the back behind the Asbel, behind the Boehner, and the Bowling, from 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. Those 5 guys, they're separated by 5 points, and I'm not quite sure what happened to Augustus, but he's not in the field tonight. Augustus is sitting 4th in points. He's going to take a big hit. This might be his one mulligan he gets in this round, but he's going to have a pretty hefty hole to dig out of when we get to next week, unless he showed up late. I don't know.
Yeah, hopefully he showed up. I know last Thursday, he ended up getting eliminated from the NNR chase, but that's because he was having wheel issues. So hopefully he was able to get that resolved completely, and he's able to continue on racing because Augustus he's a hard racer, but he's a really good racer. He's extremely talented. So definitely don't like seeing competitors struggle with equipment.
Yeah, missed that that 00 out here on Xfinity nights. He's always up on the wheel trying to make his way through the field as quickly as possible. The boys are done qualifying. I think with Augustus gone, there's only going to be 10 or 12 cars out there tonight. So definitely glad you're here to go through it all with me. I really think, just as it was at Mid-Ohio Stout, whoever makes the least amount of mistakes is going to really work their way to the front. In the truck race, we saw even the leader every now and then really cook it into the corners because this track can be so fast. So I'm still going to stick with, whoever makes the least amount of mistakes is going to end up in victory lane. We're definitely very, very close to it. I think the rest of the field are going to have their hands full with Asbel and Boehner. Asbel, like I mentioned before, he completely dominated the truck race, and since him and Boehner are teammates, they're always working on their setups together. They had to have shared information. We'll have to see what happens.
Absolutely.
But all the points are reset. The only points that they're relying on for this round of 8 is their bonus points that they've carried round to round. Other than that, what they've done on track in the last round, the contender round, that's all out the window. But we've gone from 12. We're now at 8. We're going to work our way through these 4 races that you see across the top of the screen to work our way into round of 4. That's your championship round. Those will be the 4 guys that will be racing for either their first ever or their first repeat championship here in NNR. And as far as the trucks go, we'd only be talking about Watt Racing. Smitty's not going for a championship here, so we will have a new championship here, and we'll have to see if Aviator's able to hold on to it come Thursday night. And back up what he did last year.
Yeah, well, now of course we talk about Asbel and Boehner being strong, probably tonight, especially with the way Asbel ran Sunday. And you go ahead and you look at Thursday. I imagine Boehner will be good Thursday, and Rose is a road course guy. Aviator's a road course guy. You know, Rowdy is a good road course racer, and you know you can throw God Power in that pile too. So it'll be interesting to you know see how that plays out, especially Thursday. And just like tonight, you know, somebody's trying to go ahead and lock themselves into that finale at Atlanta. So it's going to be fun for sure. You definitely won't see Stout Whiskey in victory lane unless everybody disconnects.
I'll definitely have my eye on you. And it looks like, actually, I do see Augustus now in the lobby, so it looks like he did join late. So, yeah, definitely glad to see, glad he's there. Master Killer, how are you out there, sir, in chat? All right, so it looks like their clock is back to ticking. They must have got all their information about, you know, making sure they're not cutting the course, no issues, no nothing like that. Everybody's good, everybody's connected. I'm just waiting on the ever important invite from either Swats or Smitty or Parzival or somebody to come in and give us a hand. And their clock is counted down. Can you drop down and give them a reminder, please?
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you. But yeah, while Stout goes down, it reminds those guys, hey, man, race night is a busy night. These guys have to get a lot done. Make sure we all start to flow nicely. But yeah, while he drops down to remind those guys not to forget our invite, it's this is the first race in the eliminator round of the 2020 chase for these NNR boys. All right, there's the invite. It's the last road course. You know, we've been through Ohio, we've been through the Charlotte Roval. So much has happened as far as road courses go this season. It's good to see that it's getting closer and closer to the end. I'm gonna
Did you get that invite from Swats?
Yep, sure am, Cody. Changing up those cars on camera. The other day, it was a couple of, like 2 or 3 junior cars for his getting nominated to the NASCAR Hall of Fame. And I just got this last ride card in the mail today. And then 78 I've had for a while. So, yeah, kind of changing them up just a little bit. Stout, did you get an invite too? Stout, do you need an invite?
Yes, sir.
Okay, there we go. There you go. And we are loading in. So, again, about 2.5 minutes around this place. So, we're going to start with our pole sitter. Looks like it's going to be the 1 car of Asbel. And, yep, there's his teammate, old 28 yellow and white Mac Tools machine to the outside. Both of them still rocking those red numbers and red rims, indicating that they are part of the chase. Then behind, starting in P3, got the 11 of Parzival. Then 97, old Fatless Dig. 98 of Bowling. Bowling right now is sitting in P3 in the championship standings. Outside or inside of Bowling, as road courses throw you off every single time, is going to be the one and only NNR Swats. 9 of Tug. He's also still part of this, rocking those the 9 the red 9 and rims. 8 car of Augustus. There he is. And he's got the 19 of NNR Cowboy. Again, between Cowboy and Bowling is only 5 points. So Cowboy right now is in last. Bowling is in third or fourth, something like that. And yeah, there's a mere 5 points between those guys. There's the 95 of Papa Bear. Back to the 81 of the Xfinity Series admin, Smitty. And then yeah, we're back up front, taking them down this pretty long bit of a straightaway here. Definitely winds up quite a bit, but you definitely hear those guys getting through the gears all the way down here. Stout.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned Cowboy. If we go back to the last road course, you know, when we raced at Mid-Ohio, Cowboy was pretty racy, so this could really help Cowboy, especially if it translates to other road courses. If he's a good road course racer, I haven't raced with him enough to know that, but based off the way he ran at Mid Ohio, we could see him, gain some quality points here tonight.
Oh, absolutely. And I know there's those five that they're all here. They are absolutely banking on getting as many of those quality points as possible because it's all close. I mean, first and second is right there, but behind them, yeah, not so much. And almost called the HD. Stout, we are green. Aswell's going to take them down. 28 to the outside, 11 to Parzival. Hey, here we go. Turn one. First and second kind of scooting away just a little bit. I know they both got the wheel. They both got the shifter. In fact, I'm not quite sure about Aswell, but definitely for Boehner. So we both know that shifter definitely gets an extra tenth.
Yeah, Aswell's got a shifter. I inspired him to, after I used gas mileage to win the race at Chicago, he went and bought a shifter. So.
I tell you, making a strong guy even stronger. But yeah, hey, it's all about competition here in NNR.
Oh, absolutely, man. That's the one thing I really like about this group is it's not. We all want to run well, but everybody here just loves to race. It's not a personal glory thing. Everybody just really enjoys racing and trying to put on a good show and do what's right by others.
Yeah, we saw that in the 3-wide event, the 3-wide invitational the other night. While there were a lot of cautions because a lot of guys were extra, aggressive, but to just kind of your point that we're all racers. We all want to get out there, have a good time. I liked what you said about meeting new people, getting out of the zone of the same guys every week. Showing what you can do, seeing what other people can do. When 2021 starts and NNR is looking for a few drivers, we've got a much bigger talent pool to reach out to. Say, hey man, I ran against you in that 3-wide, or hey, we ran against each other in that more than a Cape.org race with eSpark and Shake and Bake. What would you think about racing with NNR? You were clean, you were fast. Have you thought about it before? There's a much larger pool to try to draw from this year.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's kind of what you want to do is, you want to get guys that are like-minded and want to race. And, honestly, that's why I go out and run in different events and stuff is just try to, find some guys that see things, the way that I see them, because I feel like the way I see them, the majority of the guys in NNR see them. And that, that's very important. But, if I had to choose a place to race, I would always choose NNR. There's no doubt about that. Got a lot of, I put some roots down here, and, Crowley's trusting me to help him. I try to help him as much as possible. And, when I'm slacking, he takes over and he grills me if I'm slacking. And, if he's out and he's busy, I try to handle stuff too. So it's just real healthy at the top. I believe so, and Cody would tell you the same.
Yeah. Whoa. A couple people really cooked that corner, starting into somebody's really out of control.
As I was blabbering there, I was watching Aswell and Boehner. They were digging out there for the lead, and it's like swats, and tell if that's Parzival. Everybody's running in the grass there. It's that one turn where it's high speed.
Gotcha. Yeah, they were. We definitely saw some grass flying, and Coey is actually out there in chat. He says Stout is my man for sure. Yeah, Stout, when you're trying to get your point across and it makes sense, it's very, very hard for anybody to try to debate you, because it just makes sense. If it's common sense, it makes sense. Well, then, and it feels right in your gut. Then that's what it is. Wow, looks like the 11 of Parzival is actually going to head down pit road really, really early. We are only 3 laps into the first stage, but they can only go, I think he said 8 or 9 laps. So he realizes he's in his fuel window. He's going to take it down, maybe maximize those 4 brand new tires. He'll only need to take, a splash or 1 can at the most to make it to the end. We'll have to see if the strategy works out for the 11. Unless he got wicked loose and ended up on pit road. I don't know. That's weird.
Well, I mean, yeah, he either got serious damage there because I saw him back there. I mean, his car looks good, or he might be what racers call it pitting in reverse, and basically that just means you just run it backwards the way that you would pit. So if you can get, say it's 50, say you're in a stage and it's 50 laps, and you can go 20 laps on fuel. So that tells you that, hey, I would have to pit at the 20-minute or the 20 lap mark, the 40 lap mark, and then I could run the last 10. Well, if you're pitting in reverse, that means Parzel's probably pitting at the 10 lap mark, and then he's pitting at the 30 lap mark, and then he's running it to the end. So it's a little different strategy. If he believes in a setup and he's running a lower preset or something, why not, man? Go ahead in there, get the adjustments in that you like, and get back out there on the track and race what you're comfortable with.
Wow, talk about comfort, man. Smitty was all over, about to pass. I think that's the 98 right in front of him. Not 100% sure, but man, Smitty was making some hay coming down that very, very long straightaway, and he could have actually gotten by him, but the 19 of Cowboy was sitting right there, so Smitty ended up getting picked and not able to pass. Yeah, that was the 98 of Bowling, but he wasn't able to get past. But that was a great move. And he's still challenging right now to get into the spot. He's going to try to outbreak him just a little bit. 18 and 98, a little bit of contact behind him. They're going to come side by side. Let's see if that, there we go. There we go. Yeah, 98 and 19 side by side, both behind the 81 of Smitty. Pretty good battle right here, Stout.
Yeah, absolutely. I was actually watching it with you. I switched over to it just to see if anybody's going to blow turn 1 there. I think Cowboy got in there a little bit hot, but he respected Bowling enough and was able to pull off of him. But here they are, man. They're hauling the melt down in this corner.
I thought that was going to be a course penalty, the way that he got stopped like that. But yeah, there's a 19 off in the grass. 98's right next to. Oh, they are both. I'm guessing that's a little bit of screen lag. Match Killer's out there saying there's a little bit of history between these two, that they may not like each other. But I'll tell you what, Match Killer, right now, if they're duking it out like this, they're doing it in a pretty clean manner. 98 could have right here said, you know what, get off my track, get out of my face, gave him a bumper, pushed him off into the sand trap, and the 19 been way past gone, and I'm sorry, the 98 would have been way past gone. 19 would have been just now trying to get back on track. So good race between those two. They kept it moderately clean, we'll say.
Yeah, Smitty and Smitty's been able to pull away from them. I'm looking up here at the lead. Azel's got about a 10-car lead on Boehner here as they're coming to the start-finish line. I was trying to figure out who's in third. I think it's actually Fatless Dig. I think Fatless Dig is in third place right now.
Right now, actually, the battle that we've been watching between Cowboy, Bowling, and Smitty is actually for third.
Okay.
Right now. It's Asbel, Boehner, Cowboy, Bowling, and Smitty. That's your top 5. Looks like they've got about 4 laps remaining in the tank, so they will have to pit one time in this stage unless one of those guys with the shifters really jamming it down into neutral, and they're going to be able to go that extra lap. But like HD said at Mid-Ohio, you're not really able to save a whole lot of fuel at road courses.
Bolin just ran off the track. He'd actually passed Smitty and Cowboy, and Cowboy and Smitty have been able to pass them now. The beauty about this, man, is, if you look at this with those guys, it looks like Swats is closing in on them as well. And then I think, if I'm looking at this correctly, Goose's is not too far behind him too, man. So we might have a little 5-car battle here.
Yeah, I tell you what, Cowboy just pulled a hell of a crossover. Smitty got into the corner first, 19 checked up a little bit early, was able to turn underneath the 81 and rock it off the corner, and he was able to take that position. We'll have to see if Smitty realizes what the 19 just did and try to pay back that favor, because that was really, really pretty. J-Pa out there saying, tell him to stay off the grass, Dan. I'm guessing Dan the lawman's out there somewhere.
Well, Dan would be upset seeing these guys just obliterate the grass, but I mean, it's going to happen sometimes.
All right, let's see. This battle between the 19 and the 81 has been really, really intense. But I'm going to try to go ahead and find leaders like what you were just talking about. And looks like the one definitely has about a good 10 to 15 car gap on the 28 of Boehner. Let's see. Estimated fuel about 3 laps. They've got 4 laps to go. So, yeah, they will have to make one pit stop for just that splash. Now, Stout, what do you do in that scenario? Being that it's the end of the stage, if you go in and grab your tires, you're grabbing fuel. I mean, no matter how little it may be, or do you take 4, fill it up, and stay out when the stage starts? Being that the next stage is also going to only be about 10 or 15 laps.
I just think it really depends on your car. I mean, if you're running a higher preset, you're probably going to burn your tires a little bit more, so you're gonna need those tires. It's just like, all right. So Parsel, for instance, he's short pitted. He's definitely gonna have to pit at the end of the stage and fix everything. But if you can take care of your car like you're saying, and you can pit really late here in the first stage, and it'll get you to where you can get your pit window in the second stage. Want to take some of that track position. It never hurts, especially at a road course.
No, track position is really, really important. The only thing is, if you can get good enough lead, like what Asler or what Boehner have. Oh, see the 81 completely blow that corner. That's going to allow the 19 to work on by getting into this very, very elongated carousel corner. But the 81's able to get out of that grass or that sand trap, whatever that was, and get right back to the back bumper of the 9 as they continue to go through all of these 11 turns. Very big track here, Stout.
Yeah, this track's massive. I've only raced here one time, and that was actually in customs. And this should be a giant supermarket as well. That's just the way I see it. But hey, some people thrive on road courses, man. That's why we got them in the chase, and that's why we got them in each round. So, not a fan.
Yep. But you know what? You may not be a fan of the road courses, but I'm glad that when you and Coey put the schedule together, you decided to put one of each type of track in the each of the 3 championship rounds, and then bring the overall championship back to Atlanta Motor Speedway, where it used to be years ago before Homestead Miami kind of adopted it. And kind of good to see that it's switching hands again this year. But I definitely agree. A road course, a short track, an intermediate track, and a speedway are the way to go to show off everyone's talents. If you're going to win the championship this year, you've got to be good all the way around, or just maximize any kind of a flaw that you have so you don't lose too many points.
Yeah, like you were saying, it's great because certain tracks fit certain drivers, and I think that's why Coey ultimately decided to add a road course in each round, was to try to suit certain guys who, hey, I might be really good at a road course, but I stink at a short track. So I think it's great. It's definitely a new addition. It's something different. It'd be cool to see something like what Coey envisioned happen in NASCAR. I stink at road courses. Like, if I had it my way, man, we'd race at a short track every week. But unfortunately, we can't do that here. So I think it's great, and we'll see. I'm sure Cody and I'll get together and figure out what we want to do next year, and go from there.
Yeah, I really don't think you'd have to play with the layout much when it comes to the 2021 season. I mean, the way that it worked this year was actually pretty good. Maybe a couple of the holidays, or things like Father's Day, like what we had the other day, or 4th of July. I'm not sure what day of the week that is. We haven't got there yet, but Thanksgiving. Just some of the days that we're racing. Now, I do know that some things are going to change as far as the series, but just the calendar may need a little bit of a look. But other than that, man, I wouldn't. The way that the schedule ran was perfect.
Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to Thursday being over. I'll be honest with you. Where I'm at in points, I'm gonna have to probably win a race. I'm not gonna be able to points race my way in. So I'm looking forward to trying to win one of the next 3.
Well, Stout, I mean, you said you're no good here, or you're just not that great. I know you're a great driver. I mean, I've seen you do some amazing things, pull some amazing passes, sweep Bristol, which it's hard enough to win at Bristol once. Never mind pulling out the broom. Boy, Pop Bear actually flew through that corner. I think if you minimize any kind of damage on Thursday night and do your best, work with your teammates at Michigan and Homestead, and then of course Martinsville. Martinsville can be anybody's race. I think you got a pretty good shot.
I appreciate it, man. Like I said, it's had a really good season, man. I'm not worried about it. What's going to happen. I mean, I'm prepared to advance, and we'll see what happens. But the main thing for me is I've got, looking at the points, I've had the 4th most. It's either the 3rd or 4th most race points, and I think I've got the 3rd best average finish. I've just got to, moving forward, I've got to learn to become a better stage racer. That's my biggest thing. Finishing, putting yourself in position. It's never been an issue, but I've got to learn how to stage race better, and that's fine. You always got something to improve on. As we're talking, I was actually watching Matt and Bolin, dude. They just can't get away from each other, and going cycling up to the lead. Aswell and Boehner are extremely close to each other. Boehner's actually, Boehner looks like he's getting in the corner a little bit harder, and Aswell's definitely rolling the corner a little bit better, especially that last corner, man. You gotta break early so you can exit and get max speed so you can get down that front stretch, because Boehner was able to close in on him, but Aswell's able to pull it to about 15 car lengths. Well, I'm not sure if they've pitted yet either, Pete. Because you and I are blabbering, that's what we're good at. But they're closing in on Augustus here, and then cycle through and see who these other 2 cars are. Oh, it's Cowboy and Bolin. So you got Cowboy, Bolin, and Augustus all together here, and Augustus actually just let Aswell by.
Well, when you saw Boehner and Aswell go on by the start stripe that time, it was actually for one lap to go to finish up stage 1. Chrome Capone, good to see you out there. Thanks for joining in tonight, saying, Stout, you're my blue. So I'm not quite sure what that means, but okay, that sounds like it's something between y'all. But
thanks, Chrome. Thanks for the videos you sent me earlier. Appreciate it.
But now, man, looking at this battle between the 1 and the 28, I think the 28, I'm not quite sure if he got forced down to the grass right there or what, but he was able to get by the 1 with all that lap traffic. That was a whole lot of hubbub, and 28 looks like right now he's in position to go ahead and take max points here in stage 1. You got the 19 of Cowboy, the 1's fighting the 98 of Bowling. They're side by side going through these very sharp turns.
Boehner wrecked.
Was it? Yeah, you're right, Boehner. Yeah.
It was Boehner, man. Boehner wrecked. I don't know if he lost it or asphalt got into him, but I'm sure they're probably not particularly happy with the way Cowboy and Bolin was racing them. But dude, man, they got to try to stay on the lead lap, or they got to try to stay on the in position to be the lucky dog. So I mean, you can't just pull over and let those guys go there.
Now, I'd be very, very curious to find out just how heated that is down in team chat. They cannot be happy with each other whatsoever. It really looked like Boehner. I thought it was the one car of Asbel. It really looked like Boehner tried to shorten up that corner just a little bit, and instead he got that wall. But he was racing side by side with the 19, and Asbel had the 98 of Bowling, or vice versa, and they were racing hard side by side. Stout, it's kind of warm up here, so I'm going to take a quick commercial break. Let's go ahead and follow along with NNR, and yeah, we'll be right back.
Hey NNR fans, don't miss any of the action by following or subscribing to Repeat's Twitch channel. Turn on notifications and you'll always know when the best preset league on Xbox hits the track. Check out his YouTube channel too to see all of NNR's past races. Follow No Name Racing as well as Repeat 1975 and others on Twitter, and you'll never miss any of the action.
All right, back on track, getting ready to get back to the action. Thanks again to everybody that's out there. Looks like it's going to be the 1 and the 19 to kick things back with the 8 of Augustus and the 97 of Fatless Dig with the 11 of Parzival to round out your top 5. Pretty good, pretty not too bad. Looks like something happened right there and forced one or two cars off track, and they kind of get back here and get back to about 2nd through 4th.
Yeah, I couldn't tell there, man, but it looked like Boehner sent Fatless Dig to Space Mountain going into turn 1. Boehner restarted I want to say 6th, so Boehner must have had some significant damage to fix to drop that far back, especially finishing 2nd in stage 1. So yeah, whoever, I don't know, I'm pretty sure it was Boehner, man, but they killed Fatless Diggs going into turn 1.
Yeah, I have a feeling Boehner's driving with a little bit of aggression right now. He wants to get back up to that 1. He had the P1 spot heading to the end of that stage. He wants that back. He's got a car that can compete with the 1. That's his teammate, but he wants that spot. He's already in the playoffs. I mean, he's got more than enough points to work his way through. In order to be removed from the playoffs, you have to miss 2 races in that stage, or is it throughout the entire playoffs? But either way, Boehner hasn't missed a single race. He's been here every week, been strong every week. He's going to be a serious threat, just like that 1 car up front.
Oh yeah, absolutely, dude. My man Q-Dog's back here, man. I got Q-Dogs and Papa Bear going at it. I mean, there's battles all over the place, dude. Parzival, Cowboy, and Augustus are going at it. Augustus is mowing the lawn, throwing mud all over the track. What I'm talking about.
Yeah, like J-Paw saying, definitely some shoving on that restart. I think that's what forced the 97 of Fatless Dig off track. Now, Stout, I'm glad that these guys are doing what they're doing right now. They're not getting spread out. They're keeping close to each other. This is why the Xfinity Series is just a little bit different than the trucks, and why the Cup is different than the Xfinity and the truck. As the series goes higher, the competition gets higher. I mean, these guys, they put in the time, they put in the effort. You gotta love the paint schemes that these guys come up with as well. I'm glad to see them sticking together, battling it out, and not really getting a whole lot of separation. I hope I'm jinxing it, but at the same time, I'm glad to see the action that's out here on track tonight.
Yeah, dude, it's always And this is a fun road course. It's massive. I mean, these guys are running like 2-minute laps here at this place, but it's got some really technical spots on it, and it's also got some really extremely fast areas of the track. So it's definitely different. It's a different road course. It's nice.
Earlier when I said that Cowboy really had to make up some points, he's got a pretty fast car tonight. He's been able to run side by side. He's been able to pull away, able to catch up. He seems like he's really getting through these corners and off them just a little bit better than the cars around him. He's been able to run a few guys down. So I'm looking to see where Cowboy finishes. Right now, he's in P8 in the championship standings, trying to make it up to P4 to be able to run for that championship when we get to Atlanta in just 4 weeks. Really no difference between the 1 and the 28. They're still running about the same distance from each other. The guy that there's a lot of signs taking a hit. Let's see, trying to find the guy that is behind them. There's a lot of guys not able to really control their car for some reason. Either that, or it might just be a little bit of lag on my screen anyway. But yeah, there's a lot of this dirt that's getting thrown out on track. J-Paw saying the brakes went out. That's always a possibility. You know what? I could probably ask you. What's that?
Now, I was going to say, I have to get the air titans out there, man, and blow the mud back into the grass.
Yeah, no kidding. I could probably ask you, Stout, because I know that you've got a pretty nice wheel with the pedals and all that. Have you had to adjust your pedals or the spring on your pedals, or if you have, has it helped you in your when you're trying to outbrake someone? Does it actually have any kind of effect here on E4?
I mean, the way I brake is pretty unique. I've left the rubber part in my brake. G920 brakes come with a little rubber stopper, and I've kind of used that to my advantage. Instead of just applying, constant pressure or whatever, I'm more of a pump the brakes type of guy when I'm slowing down. And then, I use both feet. Some tracks only use 1 foot, so it just really depends on the size of the racetrack and what I'm trying to do, as far as if I'm using my left and right foot, or if I'm just using my right foot to do what I need to do.
Well, last night at Talladega, it was all about that right foot, and man, you had that down all night long. Don't forget, guys, on Monday night, the Pro Invitational between eSpark, Shake and Bake, led by the one and only Frozen Toes, and NNR are going to do battle under presets at Michigan. We know what kind of racing that put out there. I'm absolutely looking forward to that. Of course, we still got Thursday night. Man, Stout, there's so much great racing going on now that Heat 4 is kind of going away. We're going to be ushering in Heat 5, all kinds of invitational series. You had that 3-wide. We got the More Than a Cape. I mean, we've got there's another one that
Boland's off the track there.
Slide Job was doing. Yeah, Boland. Let me see. There he is. Looks like he's. I don't know if he's back on. He's actually in third place right now.
Yeah, I don't know if he got hit there or what. I love watching Papa Bear, dude. Papa Bear is just freaking chilling, man. He's just riding around. He's got a little bit of damage, man, but every time I flip the Papa Bear, he has not ran off the track, so he's taking care of his equipment. Old Smitty. Smitty just got loose and almost drilled the wall there.
Smitty had a really good, really fast car earlier. Not quite sure what happened to it, but yeah, he was doing an amazing job. Gonna keep.
Yeah, I'm watching.
What's that?
No, I was just watching. It's like Boehner's got a good lead on Asbel now, and I can't tell if if Parsville's up to third. Parsville's up to third.
Yeah.
Augustus is fourth. That's
something
right.
happened with SWAT's.
Yeah. Something happened to Bowling, man.
See if I can pull that back up. Keep going through the field, though. Going up that hill through the NTT bridge to the start stripe. Going to grab us a lap count next time I see Cowboy come on by that line. Want to thank y'all that are out there in chat right now. Good to see you. Welcome. This is the NNR Xfinity Series live from Road America. It is the last road course in the 2020 NNR season for these guys, but we still got one more coming up on Thursday night when the Cup guys, and you'll get to hang around with the Stout Whiskey as he tries to pilot that deuce around this place. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Usually on Thursday nights we have the most amount of cars to kind of keep up with, and I think HD and I have a lot of fun doing that, just like last night.
Oh yeah, I love listening to you guys broadcast, man. Go back and watch that. It's really, really good time.
Here's that battle you were talking about between the 98 and the 18. So Matched Killer earlier said that these guys have a little bit of history. Well, I'll tell you what, they not only do they have history, but they've got the present, and they're both trying to get to victory lane in the very near future. So we'll have to see if that comes to fruition for these guys. But they got the 97 of Fatless Dig, I believe, not too far off their bumpers. There's old Swats. Swats, for some reason, something happened to his stream. So I've only got the stream of Cowboy to go off of right now. So again, next time by at the start stripe, I'll go ahead and grab us a lap count. Back to that battle again, and you know what? The more that the 98 and the 19 battle, it's allowing that car behind to really start catching up. And yeah, that's a 97 of Fatless Dig. It's got pretty nice looking paint scheme. So three cars really working their way through these S's. It's a pretty good battle here, Stout.
Oh yeah, man. That's the thing. You always worry about road courses. You always worry about it getting thinned out. And there's no racing, man. Like, we've had racing from different, whether it was for the lead or if it was for third place or even further back in the pack, man. Seeing some guys go at it, and that's what it's all about. You want to see some racing, especially road courses, because God knows, man. I've been out on the island sometimes on road courses and I can't see anybody. I just would cry.
Yeah, Mashkill Boehner's streaming, but his stream for me, for some reason, I'll see if I can try to bring it back up again. But it definitely cut out on my screen. Let's try SWATs. I think I said SWATs before, but yeah, now I got the 51 of SWATs as well. So go ahead and replace that. Chrome Capone out there saying, "Let's go Fatless." Yeah, I mean, he had an issue, I think, last week. Wasn't able to get it done, but he seems pretty strong, right behind Cowboy this week. He's definitely there to contend. Looks like the one of Aswell has absolutely been left by the 28 of Boehner. So where Boehner was able to keep up with the one and then later on pass him, doesn't look like the one has been able to keep up with Boehner. So, man, Boehner's picking up right where he left off at Mid-Ohio in the last round.
Yeah, he straight dipped out on Aswell, dude. Just left him.
Yeah, he's a good couple turns away. Let's see. So yeah, Boehner just went across the start stripe, and as you kind of look back from Boehner, you don't even see where Aswell gets to the top of that hill. So yeah, he's got a pretty commanding lead. Have to see when these guys start ducking down pit road.
Yeah, and I think the gap from Boehner to Asbel, and then from Asbel to Parsel is pretty equal, man. Because Parsel's sitting there in third, about the same distance behind Asbel as what Asbel is behind Boehner. So,
well, Chrome Capone's out there cheering on the 97 of Fatless Dig. Here he is trying to run down the 19. Looks like he was able to get by the 98 of Bowling. Whether Bowling messed up or the 97 was just able to work that work the setup he's got and get on by. Here he is, and he looks like he's doing a pretty masterful job. A little bit of room instability. Cars kicking around just a little bit, but not too bad. Nobody got donkey kicked or anything like that. No damage between the guys. Just really racing hard.
well, Chrome, where do you know Fatless Sticks from? Is it from a previous racing circle, or him in real life? Tell us in chat.
Looks like they've got 2 laps remaining here in the stage. So looks like where Boehner might have been taken out or something happened. Not 100% sure. If he ends up in the booth a little bit later on, we'll have to ask him what happened coming to the conclusion of stage 1, whether it was driver error or it was that little bit of side-by-side action that kind of put him up into the wall and ended up completely blowing the corner because there's no way to hit the brakes after that. Here's 9 of Q-Dog, just behind the 51 of Swats. Swats right now is in 8th, so Q-Dog is going to be in 9th. I can tell you that Cowboy right now is in P5. I'm going to try to work my way back up to that 28 of Boehner right now. There he is. So he should have taken... Now we'll actually keep an eye on him. I don't think he would have taken the white flag just yet. All right. Let's see. J-Pa says his real name is Skinny Much. Okay. That's okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. There you go. Keep on going through here. Gonna keep an eye on this 28, as it looks like either Boehner is saving a little bit of gas or has had a couple issues. I apologize. I was looking through the streams that were available to see if Boehner's would come back up for me. And here is that one all over the 28 going into this very, very sharp corner. That's right where Boehner lost it last time. And this is going to allow the one car to go by yet again. But the 28 is going to have the advantage going into that first left. Let's see where he ends up going into the next right. Scout, you there or did I lose you?
Nah, I'm listening to you talk, man. I'm actually watching them go at it. It's it was pretty intense there for a moment. And then both of them kind of look like they're loose. It might just be the way the cars look like on the screen, or if there's any type of lag or whatever. I'm actually gonna have to talk to Boehner because I feel like Boehner was lagging just a little bit last night. We thought it was a more smoke, but Amore wasn't lagging on my screen, and I got lag punched a couple times in the nose, and I was behind Boehner, so try to pass that info on to him. Yeah, man, this is going to be... How many laps did you say we got left here?
They just took the white going to end stage 2. Chrome saying he met Fatless through mutual people in NASCAR 14. Boehner and I ran a preset league, and Smitty and I used to dominate open lobbies. Oh, there you go.
Well, I can believe Smitty dominating.
Tell you what, Boehner is, if he's trying to save a little bit of gas, he's doing everything you could possibly do to save every drop. Meanwhile, keep that one behind, but the one's got to be in the same boat. I don't think either of these guys pit. I think they're trying to run it out, and they've got enough of a gap. I mean, it's 20 to 25 seconds back to P3, so these guys have a hellacious lead. But if one saves, the other has to save also. Ooh! Boehner plugged that wall hard. Or, no, Asbold, rather. But yeah, that was the white flag to end stage 2. These guys, teammates, that whole Rook Racing thing. Aswell again trying to look underneath the 28, not able to make it happen. Boehner did the right thing and kind of pinched him down so he couldn't get under him. So it's going to be the 28 of Boehner that's going to close out stage 2. Aswell's going to be right there. A little bit of a drag race up that hill. 28 got it done though. Congratulations, Boehner. And once again, let's go ahead and take a quick commercial break. Figure out, we're probably going to go to NNRLeague.com. And, but first we're going to wait till a few more people cross that line. Otherwise, we're going to have a good minute.
There we go. I'm back now. I got disconnected somehow, Pete.
Gotcha. Yeah, there was, I think there's something going on. I don't know. I was hearing the audio in and out on my headset as well. I actually closed out.
Okay, yeah, I couldn't hear you at all. That's why I left and then came back.
Gotcha. All right, yeah, let's take a quick commercial break again. We're going to go to NNR. What's that?
I'll be right back.
All right, buddy.
I gotta go potty.
Yeah, I hope it all works out all right. Yeah, we're going to go to NNRLeague.com under Zazzle and take a look around.
Hey NNR fans, are you looking for a way to rep your favorite NASCAR Heat preset league on Xbox Live? Look no further. Just go to nnrleague.com, scroll down to the Zazzle tab, and see what we have to offer. From t-shirts to hoodies to clocks, we have everything you need to show your support. Thanks for being the best fans, and we hope to see you at the track repping that NNR red.
All right, here we are, racked and stacked back up. Going to go ahead and get back to the front here. It's going to be the 28 of Boehner with, I think that's the 11. We'll find out here pretty soon. Boehner kind of overshot that corner. Yep, it's going to be the 11. Here comes the 8 of Augustus. He's able to really run into that corner pretty deep and be able to get underneath that 11. Now they're going to run side by side behind those guys. It's also going to be the 1 of Asbold and the 97 of Old Fat Dig. Let's kind of work back here just a little bit from Fatless Dig's perspective. This is your top 4. Right now he's in P5. That would be something interesting to watch, J-Pa. I agree with you 100%. I think the next time by, we're actually going to hop on with maybe. Actually, I think maybe we'll just stay right here with Fatless Dig, kind of keeping an eye on the top 3, and we'll take a lap around with old Fatless Dig and listen to him as he gets in and off of and around all these corners, trying to catch up these guys. We'll do a little bit of a crank it up session. It's probably about another minute and a half away. So if you got to go ahead and get your surround sound system turned on, or maybe plug in that extra cable, connect that Bluetooth, connect the Wi-Fi, whatever you got to do, get prepared for it. Because we're gonna blow them out, and it's always fun, listening to the motors, listening to them just scream around, listen to upshift, listen to the downshift, hearing when they're on the brakes, when they're getting back on the gas. It's a lot of fun. I'm not a particular fan of road course, while I love Watkins Glen, but it's just it's a lot of fun all the way around. So yeah, again, as Fatless Diggs comes up to the start stripe, go ahead and crank it up, ladies and gents. Well, there you go. Yeah, well, one full lap around this place, courtesy of the 97 of Fatless Dig. Heard him really bogging it down, really trying to get hard on the brakes, trying to maybe outbrake. Couple of pretty great saves. He did slam that wall the one time, but I don't think he really did a whole lot of damage. I kind of kept the momentum of the speed he had coming off that corner to get back on track and keep his position. So big thank you to the 97. Thank you very much, Fatless Dig, for that ride around all 2 minutes and 20 seconds of it, give or take. Thank you. We'll kind of work our way around the track though.
I'm back, Pete, man, and I feel like I can just jump out of the gym right now, man. I'm ready to dunk on some people. Nah, dude, I came back and I see Aswell and Boehner's duking it out. Parsonsville's not too far behind him there in third, and then Augustus is 30 car lengths behind the car of Parsonsville. So, be interested to see what happens here because obviously this is the final stage. It's the longest, but see if these guys can stay together. And Parsonsville might be in the catbird seat. I don't know if there's any bad blood, from what happened there at the end of stage one between Boehner and Aswell, but hey, we've seen crazier things happen on road courses. I don't know if you remember. Well, of course you remember. Remember when Keselowski wrecked Kyle Busch, and then Keselowski and Ambrose gave us that epic finish at Watkins Glen.
Yeah. Well, yep.
Yeah,
So there was oil on the track. I absolutely remember that. Man, they were slipping and sliding, beating and banging all over the place. And I think they knew that there was oil out, but they didn't say it in the radio, if I remember right. They actually loved that kind of racing, and man, they did a phenomenal job. Put on one hell of a show for the viewers.
Absolutely. Well, I'm gonna crack open a cold one.
There you go. Heard that
I'm gonna
loud.
enjoy this
That
racing,
was
baby.
a beer opening heard around the world. Oh, man. Yeah. Next time we get to a track, though, Stout, first round still on me.
I appreciate it, man.
I can't wait for that day. I really can't. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Hopefully, yeah. Hopefully, well, I was going to say, hopefully this is not the end of the world, man. We get to actually do that. So.
Yeah, I'm sure we will. Even if it's just Charlotte or Martinsville or Richmond. I know you went in that whole Richmond thing. You got a couple of tickets to a race coming your way. Hopefully this COVID thing didn't rob you of that experience. But whenever you go there to take them up on that, man, you let me know. I will absolutely be there with you.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that, man. I'll have to message those guys and make sure that's still a go. Even if it's a situation where they only allow a certain amount of fans in, hopefully my tickets are still honored. Now the thing with that, we're supposed to get garage passes or whatever, but obviously that's not going to happen, and that's understandable with everything that's going on. But just to go, honestly, I think it'd be cool to go, kind of like the fans got to witness this past week at Talladega. Just to go and be where there's not a whole lot of people, where it's like they're almost racing for you and a couple thousand people. I just think that would be a really cool experience.
Yeah, I had heard something where originally Dega was going to allow 30,000 people in the stands, but during the broadcast they said there was only 5,000. So it was a pretty big drop in attendance. I'm not quite sure what happened, but that's what I thought I heard.
Right.
It'd be kind of hard to social distance 30,000 people, though.
Yeah, especially at a party venue like Talladega.
Oh, yeah. Back up front now with the one car of Aswell. Have to see if that long run bug comes back to bite him again, and see if Boehner's able to hold on, and if he's able to catch this one able to cleanly get past him. Just how much Boehner will have left in the tires and in the tank to kind of pull away. Next time Cowboy Matt, or NNR Cowboy now, comes across that start stripe, I'll go ahead and grab us a lap. I can tell you right now, he's got 4 laps of fuel remaining in the tank. The overall distance of this race tonight is 45 laps. Able to go right around 9 laps of per fuel run. So they're gonna have a couple more pit stops in front of them here, Stout.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, how many laps?
47.
So how many laps are left?
17, sir.
Pete, can you hear me?
Yep, I got you. There's 17 laps left.
Okay, 17 laps left. So yeah, I mean, we've got a lot of racing left. We basically got 35 minutes of racing left if the guys keep pace. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that can happen in that amount of time. I'm actually I'm riding with the car of Q Dogs, man. Q Dogs almost spun out. I'm riding him. He's been rocking this OG billet looking car for a long while now, man. It's pretty sweet.
You're talking about Q Dog a little bit just a moment ago. Well, J-Paw's out there saying black flag Smitty, black flag everyone but Q Dog. So this race is very, very important for Q Dog. He wants to stay in contention. See, actually, as the points continue to scroll across the bottom, I think Q Dog was the only remaining member of the J-Paw Army that's actually still in contention. I think right behind Fatless Dig here. Yep, sure is. He's 1 point behind Fatless and tied with Cowboy for last in the standings, but he's still in this top 8.
Hey, all it takes at the next 3 tracks is a little something to work your way, and you find yourself in that Final Four. And then, yeah, you get in that Final Four. There's no telling, what can happen. You never know. So stick with it. See what happens. And like I always say, what's going to happen is going to happen. It's going to play out the way it's supposed to. So
I tell you, talk about things playing out the way they're supposed to, in accordance with the 28 of Boehner. He's been running down and really getting into the corners a little bit harder than the one of Asbel, absolutely out-braking him just a little bit, and he's gaining little by little. Last time through that corner right there, he absolutely smashed the wall. This time got through very, very clean, and that third place car is actually starting to show up a little bit bigger in the 28th rear view. That's going to be the 11 of Parksville.
Well, yeah, and I was actually riding along with Parksville, man. Parksville looked like he was, just keeping pace with him, and then to me it looked like Parksville was actually willing to mend a tad. So, and we talk about Parksville every week, man. He's just one of those cats that's, just low key. You don't see him doing crazy stuff, but he always finds himself at the end of the race. He's in the mix. He's getting good finishes. And ultimately, that's what every driver wants, and Parksville was able to accomplish that.
Yeah, Parksville, I call him my silent hunter for that one sole reason. He is there at the end. It seems like every single race. If he's not in the booth talking to us after the race, he's in like just one spot, maybe 2, but he is guaranteed a top 5 every week. The guy's very meticulous, very a great planner, understands race strategy, understands preserving his tires for the long run. Yeah, I think Parksville can go pretty far here in NNR.
Well, I was looking in the chat, man, and J-Paw is saying the 8 car's right behind those leaders. So, and now he puts false statement by me. So we really got. Well, I was going to say we got 4 cars here. It's just 3.
Well, let's go ahead and find that 8 car.
There he is, just past him.
Yep. Let's see. 8's kind of all by his lonesome. Yeah, J-Paw trying to lead us astray. What's wrong with you? 19 of Cowboy. Still really hustling this car all the way through this very, very long carousel. but he looks like he's got a little bit of room back to the 98. Those guys been around each other all race long, so it's no surprise to find them, one right behind the other. Fortunately, the 95 Pop Bear sitting on pit road. I still give a lot of credit to Pop Bear. He's no longer in either of the for the truck or Xfinity, but he still shows up as prepared as can be, and he gets his car on the track and does what he can.
Yeah, that's the way you should be. Just because you get eliminated from something, that shouldn't deter you from, kind of like your obligation to, hey, you chose to run an NNR. It's 36 weeks. So what? You don't make the chase. You need to run those 36 weeks. It's not like a contract, but you got to have some personal couth about yourself and do what you set out to do. Cheers, Papa Bear. Yeah. Take a sip of this bush for you.
And I tell you, when it came time to picking people in next year, whether we do it by draft or whether we just looks like Asbel got wicked loose right there, and Boehner had to check up in order not to run him over, but missed the chance right there to possibly get past him. Not 100% sure, but there's that long run car coming back to bite the one car in the rear end. That has been his weak link just about all Xfinity season long. While he's been to victory lane a couple times, he still doesn't seem to have that long run in this series down pat just yet, where Boehner really excels at it.
Yeah, I agree with that, man. Boehner's usually really good. I'd say at least 75% of the time, man. Boehner's strong, throughout the whole run, especially the last half of it. I kind of feel like that's what got Asbel last week, at Richmond was the end. I know I can't remember if he said it was fuel, but we thought that he had actually blown a tire.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Looks like one lap remaining in the tank for Cowboy, so he should be taking it down pit road this time. Actually, just came back across Boehner. Both him and Asbel are taking it down pit road this time, so they're bleeding that tank pretty dry in order to run the course. Stout, I don't know if I would be all that comfortable bleeding the tank dry. You don't want to sputter or run out at a track this large. This isn't Bristol or Martinsville or whatever where you have a slight chance of coasting all the way around. If you run out here, more than likely you're done.
Yeah, I think you really have to pay attention. Like personally, I imagine a lot of these guys do when my when my fuel light comes on, I turn my gauge on. I look at my fuel. When it goes to one lap, I calculate whether or not I can make it hold on the lap, or if I need to come in that lap. And it really depends. And plus, certain tracks, man, like certain tracks that might go to zero and you won't run out of fuel. But there's some tracks as soon as it goes to zero, your fuel's out, like completely out. And it's just weird. I don't know if it's just a coating thing or what. So it's just one of those things you got to kind of look at and memorize. Hey, which track does what.
Well, Stout, I'm going to switch over right now and show everybody exactly what I'm looking at Cowboy Stream. Here he is. All right. Minus 3. We can manage our tire a little, okay? But he's got no fuel. We're in our fuel window. Let's hit for gas. He'll literally just hit the zero. So I think him staying out might have been a pretty bad idea. He's going to start sputtering here pretty soon. In fact, you can actually start to see that needle dipping and diving just a little bit. He's got no gas left in the tank. He's going to have to hope that he can coast. I've been 14 laps remaining. You really got to. You're not gonna make it by saving that much gas when you can only go 10 or so. All right, we're in our fuel window. Let's hit for gas. I don't know if I will use on the tires.
Hey, NNR fans.
I think it really depends on what the strategy is.
Well, if he runs out, the strategy's not going to be worth anything.
Oh no! I know that, but I'm saying if he can, if he can stretch out a lap though, and that helps him where maybe he don't have to pin it, an extra time. I don't know if that's possible. Might be worth a shot. Maybe he felt where he was mired in the field. Maybe he was hoping he could stay out and get a caution or something.
Well, here he is on stream, and he was able to nurse that 19 car back. But how much time did he lose to the 18? I'm sorry, not to the 18, to the 1 and the 28. There's still 14 laps remaining. As you can see, or as I mentioned earlier, they can only go 9 laps, and the other guys, they didn't pit more than laps before him, so there was really no reward for that risk, or at least I would think anyway. But that's just me. But it meant maybe he's banking on a caution. Who knows? Maybe he thought people coming off the track would jam into each other and have an issue. I don't know. Yeah, J-Paul, anytime I go to actually show you one of the guys that are streaming, the race audio, it dips down. It's gone. All you can hear is me and Stout. But as soon as I pull back the normal broadcast, the sound goes back up. But thanks for letting me know, though. Looks like after pit stops, the 1 and the 28 are right about where they were before. First and second. First is going to be Asbel. Second is going to be the 28 of Boehner. And we'll have to see if Parsons was able to hold her and come back out in P3. Trying to find the 11. There we go. There's the 11. Got a little bit of damage on the hood. Not looking too bad, though. Not bad at all. Looks like he's really able to hustle that corner off the wall, really through the corner, through the car into that corner, and was able to stay in the gas. Looks like he might even had a little bit of drift action there. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I got to practice here, man. I haven't practiced here yet, so got a lot of work ahead of me.
Well, you definitely got a bird's eye view of everybody and what they're kind of doing in order to get around this place pretty quick. Next time Cowboy goes by the start stripe, not only will I grab a lap count for you, but since he just came off pit road, I'll give you an idea of what an Xfinity lap time is. Cup cars should be a bit quicker. I would say maybe about a second and a half or so, depending on what you're able to control as far as your preset selection goes and how loose you can make it. Usually on these on the preset for road courses, you want your tires pressures anyway on the right rear and left rear to be about equal. But as Cowboy comes to the line right now, that was 244 with 12 laps remaining.
Yeah, usually road courses, man, you run a preset 9, but I'm pretty sure here you don't want to run preset 9. We got to get you some new race cars, man. You can't be having that Truex and Dale Jr. mess up there.
That Dale Jr. one actually came in the mail today. Mountain sent me a text saying, "Hey, the car you've been looking for, it's actually on sale right now at Amazon. It's like $21." It's like, all right, yeah, I'll go for it. And then I also found Dale Jr.'s first win car in plated nickel on eBay.
Nice.
Yeah. So I found that, and it actually matches the lamp, a touch lamp that I've had for like the last 14 years. I found different cars that were close to it, but none of them had the Remington guns and ammo on the back deck lid. It was either the Olympics car, or it was the American flag on the deck lid, and the last one was there was something going on with New Hampshire, and he had a track map of New Hampshire on the back deck lid. But yeah, I was able to find his first win car, his rookie car, with the bud straight across the hood. I'll actually send you a picture of it later, but that should be here soon. The other night on stream, I had all junior cars across the deck, as kind of congratulations on your Hall of Fame nomination.
Nice.
One car looks like he's kind of scooting away from the 28. 28's had a pretty good long run car, but right now, I'm guessing whatever was ailing that one before, or whatever he didn't have that Boehner had, and Boehner was able to catch him in the long run. It looks like Asbel's figured it out, and he's just he's kind of sailing away. So while both him and Boehner are pretty good on points, if Boehner can't catch up in this one upcoming pit stop, where they should just be able to maybe take right sides if they tested that, or no tires. I'm sorry, no tires and just gas to keep the track position. We'll have to see how they choose to play that out. I mean, I mentioned that these guys can go about 9 laps on a tank of fuel, depending on what they're able to save getting into the corner where they're obviously off the gas. But right now, Cowboy, he's got 88 for his right front, 83 on his right rear, 70 on his left front, and 81 on his left rear. So he's doing pretty good, running maximum temp right around 250. No aero issues, no nothing like that, and he's running back in P7.
Nice.
These guys definitely have gotten a bit more spread out, probably more spread out than they've been all night long. The 19 had been right around the 98 all night. Don't see the 98 anywhere now. 19's kind of all by himself. Looks like the 81 of Smitty is on pit road. Not sure if this is a done kind of thing, or if we're just waiting for him to pull out. His car looks pretty still to me, though. I think that 81 may be parked.
Hey, Smitty was extremely racy earlier.
Yeah, he was.
Hate to see it.
But again, Smitty is not running for the Xfinity Championship. He's putting all of his eggs in the Cup basket. Going to try for that championship battle there. I'm not quite sure where he sits, whether he made the top 8 in Cup or not. But we will definitely have a new series champion in Xfinity, while Aviator's going to try to retain his title in the Cup Series.
Yeah, I think Aviator's got a really good chance of doing it, man. Aviator's such a good dude. I mean, he's a young man. He's a high school junior. He's going to be a high school senior next season, and he's heading to Jacksonville University. He wants to continue. I mean, he wants to fly planes. I mean, his name's just not his gamer tag is just not just some random thing. That's something he wants to do, and he's such a good preset driver. He's such a good. He's caught on really quick to customs, and he's a good kid.
Yeah, he absolutely is. Yep. He was actually having a conversation. I'm an Air Force veteran. He was having a conversation with me a while back, talking about bootstrap and OCS, or officer candidate school, and what he would need in order to try to get to the Air Force Academy to learn to fly and all that. And I told him some of the requirements, and I mean, nowadays it's a lot about who you know as well. I mean, you got to get reference letters from like state representatives and members of Congress. Sometimes it's a very, very hard place to get into, but like you said, he is very smart, knows a lot about aircraft, and like you said, he's only a junior in high school, but has already been accepted into college to start towards his career in flying planes, whether it's commercially or in the military. Got a lot of respect for that kid, Stout.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. Just kind of working my way through the field, just landing on a goose. There's really nobody anywhere around him. Just kind of logging laps right now. Next time by, again, I'll grab a lap count, see if anybody decides to take it on down pit road. With how spaced out they are now, I don't see a caution happening in the near future at all. I really think the way they're running is going to be just that, just green, running the laps out, trying to make up as much time as possible on the guy in front. Talking about the guy in front, still that one car of Aswell, 28 of Boehner, still trying to run him down.
Yeah, Boehner looks like he's about, I'd say 25, 30 car lengths behind him.
Yeah, pretty much. Aswell is just now crossing under that Briggs and Stratton bridge, and there, Boehner just went under it. So there's definitely a pretty good gap back between those two. I really love this back straightaway. They can absolutely flat fly all the way down. From what is that? Turn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think it's right around turns 5 and 6. Once you get through that really sharp corner where Boehner had an issue wrapping up stage 1. All the way to the other side of the track, man, you are hauling the mail all the way down that straightaway.
Oh, yeah.
All right, it looks like the 97 of Fatless Dig is on pit road. I talk about the 19 and the 98 not being anywhere near each other. Well, I switched cameras, kind of worked my way through a little bit, and here they are again, door to door. They are back. Man. 98 saying, you missed me? You thought you were clear? Yeah, not so much. And not only did he catch him, he went ahead and passed him. 19's going to be able to use, not so much for the 19. Looks like he got a little loose, might have tried to gas it up a little soon, ended up going around. Front end first into the inside wall. That's going to give the 98 the easy position. And now it's going to be Cowboy. It's going to be trying to make up as much room as possible. But he's got a lot of damage to that front end and only about 3 laps left in the tank. If I were him, I'd take it down pit road right now, Stout. Try to get that fixed up and see how much time he can make up on the track.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I don't know. Of course, it depends on what damage he has. I really think that Cowboy, of course, we'd have to talk to him. I really think he was on a different fuel game. So.
That's
definitely
who knows? Possible. A lot of these guys try different things. All right, Goose just came across the line there. Again, when the last time Cowboy pit, it was, I believe I said 12 to go. Right now, he's saying that he's got 3 laps remaining in the tank, and he's running in P6. So even though he just had that issue right there with the 98 of Bowling, where he got loose off the corner, he's actually still up a spot. So we'll have to see if he's able to stretch it out. He did it before. Maybe that's his plan. Nope, 19's going to take it on pit road right now. So try to get on, slow it up, fix it up, and it looks like he actually gained a little bit of time on the 98. Working my way through.
Hopefully they're not done yet, man. They've been doing it up.
Oh yeah, I don't think they're done yet unless there's just too big of a gap between the two that's just, completely insurmountable. We'll have to see. Looks like the 51 of SWATs rocking those North Carolina Blue Cross Blue Shield colors down pit road. Pretty nice looking car. Stout, I really gotta again give a lot of credit to all these guys and the time and effort they give towards these custom setups. They've been able to run customs all season long, and a lot of guys have tried to come up with something new as often as possible. And it really shows the pride that they've got in the series and the way their car looks on track.
Oh yeah, man. And I've said it many times, dude. They're way better than I am. I mean, I'm creative. I can think of some stuff in my head, but as far as making it actually look right on a car, or if I was to go draw a picture, look like my daughter made it. So, I mean, big shout out to them.
Yeah, very big. Here's actually caught back up with the 19 to Cowboy. Looks like he's a little loose under those new tires, kind of braking. Looked like his rear end was a little happy under brakes, but everybody feels like Superman on new tires, as the saying goes. So we'll have to see how much time he's able to gain back, either just on the track or anybody that pits just a little bit later, because anybody that pit later, it was originally slower on track, so he may be able to jump over. He did go into the pits in P6. Right now he's showing in P, so I'm thinking that there's still a couple people that have not pit yet. Here's the one of Asbel, kind of look behind him. Boehner's just now coming off the corner as Asbel went underneath the Corvette bridge. He's going to head into this pretty long carousel here pretty soon. Again, want to thank everybody that's out there in chat. Appreciate y'all sticking around, hanging around. Stout Whiskey and I will be together for, we've been together for the last several weeks, and we'll be together for the remainder of this championship run. Again, we've only got 4 weeks left to go after this week here, where Road America has been playing host. We go on to Michigan, and then Homestead, Martinsville, and then Atlanta, where we're wrapping up the 2020 season. We're going to crown a few champions. Have to see if any of them are repeat. So, yeah, definitely going to stay tuned, but please be sure, if you haven't already, go on up, smash that follow, like, keep notifications on, subscribe if you can. Definitely appreciated. NNR, best in presets, hands down. 11 apart, still looking very, very fast through these corners. Not sure if he's pit or not. Right now, I can tell you 5th through 9th is Bowling, Fatless Cowboy, Q-Dog, and then Swats. Talk about Swats. There he is. Looks like he's got the one of Asbel kind of closing in on his back bumper to possibly put him a lap down, or will something else happen? Who knows? There's still there's got to be still at least a couple laps to go. There was a late caution in the truck race, or if that caution comes out and Swats gets lapped, will he be the first car one lap down and get his lap back? Here they are, side by side. Swats definitely not just going to lay over and give it up. He wants to try to stay close. Let's see, Cowboy right now is in P7, just going to get a lap count next time by. I'm glad that 8-car of Augustus was able to make it into the race tonight. If he hadn't, there would have been a lot of lost points on the table tonight, Stout.
Oh yeah, dude. Like you were saying, I mean, we kind of look at it. Boehner and Asbel are gonna advance on points basically, unless 4 of those other 6 guys are able to win all 4 races in this division, or I mean in this segment. So it's definitely important. Like kind of like I mentioned pre-races, just starting this round off solid, making sure you try to get some decent stage points, and get a really good finish.
Yeah, I mean, you really got to do the best you can. If you know you don't have the fastest car and you're able to grab some stage points off of fuel strategy or whatever else, do that. Stage points pay off huge. I mean, if you finish in the top 10, but you win both stage points, you're almost getting just as many points as the winner did if he didn't win both stages. So, man, stage points mean the max. I was going to mention that earlier when you were talking about being a better stage racer. Martin Truex Jr. a few years back, when he was still at Furniture Row, he proved just how important stages are, and he racked them and racked them and racked them. And when it came time for the chase, nobody could touch him. He had enough points to carry him all through the rounds. And when it came to Homestead, he was able to put that car in victory lane, walked away with the championship, and the man has been on fire ever since. So, man, if that's what you're going to try to do in 2021 Stout, man, I think you're going to have a sphere.
We'll see, man. I'm not a big stage. I'm not. I mean, I run it because that's what we run, and that's what real NASCAR does. I miss the good old days of. I miss like how we did last year. We didn't do stages. I just like
slobber knock, the old 300
green drops, man.
Yeah.
You go, and there's no stages to help you if you make a mistake. There's only cautions, but it is what it is.
Yeah. I'd like to see NASCAR actually go back and revert on a lot of these rules. See a little bit of a battle here right now between the 11 and the 8. Looks like the 11 is still zipping that car through the corners. The 8's going to try a little bit of a crossover. Got a little into that grass, but was able to hold on to it. The 11 is able to hold him off as well. So I'm not sure if this is a battle for position right now. All I can tell you is that 5th through 9th is Fatless Dig, Bowling, Cowboy, Q-Dog, and Swats. Parsonsville's been in the top 5 about all night long, so this might be a battle for 4th. Last time
Parsonsville fixed his damage. I think Parsonsville fixed his damage. That let him drop back there to Augustus. Maybe Augustus is just all in the mail now. Let's see if Augustus pulls out on him here going into 1. And there he goes.
Yeah, he's absolutely trying to outbreak him whenever possible. Goose wasn't able to hug that inner line, but then again, that could be one of those corners where you really want to stay to the outside of that corner and just keep up the momentum. So not 100% sure, but either way, these guys they've been battling pretty hard. Yeah, Parsonsville definitely had the line there going through that corner. Was able to get a little bit of separation from Augustus. Not quite as close as they were, but we know that very, very long backstretch, you're going to get a little bit of a draft off the guy in front. Have to see if Augustus is going to be able to pull himself back up. Here's the 9 of Q-Dog. Goose is trying. He is absolutely trying. Really seemed like he got through that last corner without barely breathing that the gas. Getting pretty hard on the brake right here. Try to really snug it in. Get back on the gas. Use a little bit of that grass to flatten out the curve up the hill to the left. Use the rumble strips. Get some grip. Now to the right around this one corner going up the hill towards back towards the start stripe. And I think we should be coming to about 3 to go here, Stout.
Well, 3 to go. Let's see if it can. Yeah, I mean, I guess we got 2 battles, but between the top 2, and then of course these 2, if Parslow messes up, Goose is gonna be breathing down his neck one more time. I actually lost connection to the room, so I'm watching through your stream, Pete.
You want me to re-invite you?
Nah, no, it's fine, especially at this point.
Okay.
I mean, we do have basically 6 minutes of racing left, but it's only 3 laps.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah. I mean, Boehner's definitely lost touch altogether to the one of Asbel. Again, Boehner was a whole lot better on the long run than the one car earlier, but like I mentioned before, whole lot of the that corner gone right there. Whatever um, edge the 28 had on the one is gone. And Boehner looks like he's going to have to settle for second unless Asbel makes a mistake.
Pete, as we watch the end of this, man, I'm gonna put you on the spot. I need somebody to run with me on July 2nd after our Cup race in Alpha Yorksdale with the American Ethanol with the 200-mile race or whatever they're running at Daytona. Would you be interested in joining up with me?
What time?
It'll be right after our race, so it'll be 11 o'clock.
I don't know because I got to work the next.
Sorry, just think about it.
Yeah. If they were starting it, if it wasn't a cup and they were starting it earlier, I would absolutely say yes. Is it 100% or 50%?
It's 50. It'll be 200 miles.
Yeah, I'll definitely have to think about that because that's actually when I'm going to be going back to work. So, yeah, we'll see. But your top 9, well, at least 5th through 9th, really hasn't changed. It's still Fatless up there in P5, Bowling P6, Cowboy P7. Q-Dog has made his way up to P8, so he's able to get around Swats. And then now Swats is back there in P9. Still keeping an eye right there on Bowling. Here is the 9th place car of Swats. 8th place car now of Q-Dog. Back to the 8 of Augustus. Still trying to run down, catch, and pass this 11. But the 11 really seems like he's got that thing pretty hooked up. Not 100% sure who's in P3. I'm going to guess that this is still your battle for P3 here, Stout.
Yeah, looking at it, man, I'm disappointed that Cowboy's not right there with Bowling. Just because they've probably spent 50% of the race within 20 car lengths of each other. Really put on a good show earlier, and yeah, I mean, Augustus he's close enough to apply the pressure to Parslow. Of course, watching Parslow race, with you calling these races, I mean, Parslow's he's really smooth. And I'm probably going to curse him, and he's gonna loop here in a second, but he just doesn't make mistakes. He's fast. He's not the fastest, but you don't necessarily have to be the fastest all the time.
No, you don't. If you could be pretty decent and consistent, you're gonna do all right. You absolutely do not have to be the fastest all the time. But yeah, there's a good 5-second gap now between Bowling and Cowboy, where earlier in the race they had been side by side. I'm actually going to go ahead and get back up. It looks like while we were talking about those guys, Asbel's gone ahead and crossed that line here, Stout. So we're going to congratulate Asbel on his win here in the Xfinity Series. He's going to be the first one to go ahead and lock himself into that championship race at Atlanta Motor Speedway in just 4 very, very short weeks. We talked about him and Boehner pretty much being locked in on points, but the last 5, that's really where the race is going to be, because starting tonight they were only separated by 5 points. So that's gonna I've been on pins and needles every time we've been. Anytime we finished a race, and I'm like, all right, Kobe, can you go ahead and get those points done? I'm really, really curious. I want to see where everybody's at. I can't wait. And thankfully, the last time I said that, he went ahead and did all 3 series for me, so I was able to get them updated on that crawl. But man, what a pretty good job by these guys tonight. Looks like Cowboy was able to bring it back home in 7th. So Q-Dog and Swats finished behind him, so he should move up a couple positions. That's how tight that was. So your top 10 was Asbel, Boehner, Parsable, Augustus, Bowling, Fatless Dig, Cowboy, Q-Dog, Swats, and Smitty. So yeah, we'll be talking to Parsable as that 3rd place runner once again. Again, that silent killer with that pretty silent hunter rather with that great battle with the aid of Augustus. But all right, let's go ahead and bring it on back here. We're gonna go ahead and put that old red flag. Red flag. No, that's not it. There we go. Red flag. That was the purple flag. All right, red flag's out. Okay.
Purple flag. What are you doing over there?
You should see it on the stream now. But let's see. I'm going to back out of this because I don't want to go to Sonoma. All right, let's get back to our truck booth. There we go. And catch up with these guys. I'm going to shut these couple of streams down. Pull back up the rest of our booth. There we go. Rogue, what's happening, man? Good to see you. Match Killer. Match Killer saying, who wants to go over? No, not me. I don't want to go to Sonoma. Rogue, sorry you missed it. You just missed the NNR Xfinity race live from Road America's the last road race of the 2020 season. We're going to head on over to Michigan next week, and then Homestead, Martinsville, and then at Atlanta Motor Speedway to wrap up the season. But please feel free to follow on Twitter. We do most of our communication through there. Always give the channel info, what time. So, yeah, send it on over. Repeat 1975. Also, no-name_racing. That's pretty well handled as well. Always a lot of information out there. But, Stout, you want to go ahead and start off with old Parsable?
Yes, sir. Parsable, you got me?
Hey, Stout, I got you.
Hey, what's up, Parsable?
Not too much. How's it going?
I'm doing pretty good. So, man, hey, you brought it home, P3. P and I just talked about how, man, I feel like him and I talk about this about every week, man, how you're just so sound. You're not necessarily, you're one of the fastest cars, necessarily not the fastest car, but you always put yourself in position to always get a good finish. Man, just talk to us about, just your preparation period when you go into tracks, not necessarily preparing for Road America.
Yeah, so, I mean, obviously I try and get as much practice as I can. I typically get about one night a week to get on here and run some laps. So I actually had some extra time this week, so I put some more effort into Road America just to kind of try and close the gap on the road courses, which I think I did. I was, about a second off the pace from those guys as opposed to 2 or 3 seconds back in Watkins Glen, so I've been making some gains. And I figured out something in my setup, my controls that was causing me to lose some time too. But so just practice as much as I can. I don't know anything about setups on the road courses, so I just run the preset and stick with it pretty much. But overall it was a good race. Fun.
Well, good deal, man. So bringing home P3, obviously, we know Boehner and Asbel got a lot of points. We know Boland's got a little bit more points. So main thing we talked about was this coming in here and, especially for you guys, it's kind of looking for you that 3rd or 4th spot to make it on to Atlanta. Setting yourself up, getting some stage points, getting a good finish, and then moving on to Michigan. So you definitely did that. Parsel, is there anybody you'd like to give a shout out to?
Yeah, just all the guys here, NNR, and Pete, and you guys for broadcasting. Have fun every week, so thanks a lot. Good
Thank
win
you,
to
Parsel.
Asbill as well.
Absolutely. Well, Parsel, strong run, man. Look forward to calling the race next week and seeing what you can do there, man.
Thanks, Tom.
Congrats. All righty. Yeah. Boehner, you got me, buddy.
What's going on, Pete?
Well, Boehner, I was glad to see that 00, those old buckshot numbers. Were able to make it in the race. Kind of a late entry by a goose. No, I'm just kidding, man.
Yeah.
I'll never get that video out of my head. But, man, we're kind of keeping an eye on a battle that you are having with the one of Asbill to round out stage 1. Saw a little bit of an accident that happened there. It looked like you and Cowboy were side by side, and Asbill was side by side, I think, with the 98 of Bowling. Those guys were running close to each other just about all race long. What happened there at the end of stage 1?
That was fun, man. Asbill and I were going as hard as we could, and those guys were all saving. And it was just, that particular moment, I was inside of Cowboy, and I know he's part of the chase and racing for that 3rd or 4th spot. And honestly, I just kind of messed up. Like, I'd rather err on the side of messing myself up there than messing him up. I didn't know how much those 3 guys, I knew it was going to be a matter of them, whoever had as much gas in the tank. I didn't want to door him and it was just kind of weird. I hadn't gone into that corner in that sort of situation ever in my entire life. And so I just kind of misjudged it and kind of caught the wall there. But yeah, that was funny, man. We were cracking up when Asbill and I both screwing up trying to drive through those guys who were all saving field. It was pretty crazy. I think he got off, I got by him. Then we got to that kink, and then I screwed up, and then it was funny because I still was able to get by a couple of them who were sputtering on gas up the hill. Pretty funny.
Yeah, you're talking about Bowling and Cowboy trying to save a little bit of gas. Well, Bowling just actually chimed in the chat saying I blew a right front tire and ran out of gas stage 1. So yeah, it goes right along with what you're saying. But that was some pretty phenomenal racing. It was really interesting when you tagged that inside wall trying to get as low as you could going into that, and you absolutely went straight on into the outside wall where you try to carry as much momentum as possible heading into that very, very long straightaway. And my next question was, in stage 1 and stage 2, it really seemed like you had a pretty long run car. And just like it's kind of plagued Asbill before, where you're able to run him down if he's had the lead and catch up to him and pass him. I missed how you passed him, but in stage 3, it looked like Asbill kind of caught on to whatever you had and was able to kind of gap you. Did you give him, as your teammate, any extra advice on some different tire pressures, maybe a little tape or wedge, or did you help him with that, or did you say, hey man, you're on your own and he figured it out himself?
Yeah, first and foremost, Asbill, even before he ever got to NNR, he was perfectly capable of whooping my butt. So as much as we do help each other, he doesn't really need my help, to be honest. But I think the difference was when we got to stage 3, there was a couple areas I was consistently better than him. And I didn't know if he realized it or not. But one in particular, I think that's turn 6 or 7, where whatever that right-hander where I wrecked, I was making up pretty good time on him there and then up the hill. And then I think he figured he got better as the race went on, and I started making more and more mistakes. And that was really the difference there in stage 3. Once I felt like 4 seconds back, and then I cut it back down to 2 before we pit. And I thought I'd be fine, or I'd have a shot if I came out of the pits, 2 seconds behind him still. But when I came out and there was like 4.5, 5 seconds difference, I was like, with 6 laps to go, there's no way I'm chasing him down. So then I just kept screwing up more and more, trying to hit perfect laps. And once that cushion's there for him, he's not going to make the mistakes and I don't have the talent to reel him in from that far away. So, plus I did him dirty at the end of stage 2. I'm glad you guys didn't catch that. So,
I saw it.
okay.
Yeah, it was going to be a drag race up that hill, and somehow the one car ended up in the wall. Yeah, it was a little bit.
Yeah, I was sputtering out of fuel, and I was going to put one block on him.
Hey, turn to the right, just put me in the wall.
you hit me in the rear, right? Pretty sure. I mean,
No,
either way,
into the quarter panel.
Okay. Either way, it was a chicken crap move by me. But like I told him, I'd only do that to him, and I'd only do it when the finish line of the stage. What I didn't think about though is I actually felt bad afterwards because I didn't think about the fact that I could have given us both damage, and that could have put one of us or both of us deeper in the field, and then it wouldn't have been a fair fight between us stage 3. So. I felt I didn't think about that when we were coming up to the line. If I had thought about that, I wouldn't have done it. But in my mind, I was like, oh, it's just he and I'm gonna put a block on him. So, yeah. Anyways, but hopefully that made for good broadcasting too if you did catch it. But he was really graceful about that. We both give each other a lot of grace on stupid things like that. So, anyways, won't be doing that again ever anytime soon. But yeah, it was he just got better as the race went on, and as I got put me in a situation where I had to push harder and harder, and then that's when you start making bigger and bigger mistakes, which is ultimately what I was doing. So congrats to him, man. He's great. No shame finishing second to him, and good job Parzival finishing third. He was really keeping up with us, man. I kept looking at it like 5, 6, 7 laps into the third stage, and I told Asma, I was like, this dude's gaining on us, man. And we were like, oh hell yeah, maybe this will be a 3-car showdown. But I think he just got off track a couple times, and then that was that.
Yeah, Stout was able to. He actually caught on to that and saw how the 11 was really starting to turn up the wick a little bit, and it seemed like he was getting closer and closer. And it really also seemed like you were trying to outbreak Asbel, getting into some of those corners as well. But when you're trying to push the car harder and harder instead of keeping into in your rhythm, it's a bit easier to make those mistakes. But man, both you and Asbel, you both know that you've pretty much got enough points to move on unless something really drastic happens, and in the next couple weeks you finish like dead last. But man, congrats on another P2. You got this. You got Rook Racing right now running first and second in the points. Any shout outs from you, bud?
Yeah, shout out to Fatless too. He finished 5th, so that was a good run for him. And just you guys, man, as always. Just appreciate you. Appreciate everyone with NNR, and another caution-free race, which is pretty cool. So great job, everyone.
Yeah, you with a little bit of beating and banging on the starts. A couple guys got sent out into the sand traps, another one in the grass, but absolutely caution-free, and not on purpose, not anything like that. It's just very, very hard racing, trying to get the most amount of positions you can on a restart where everybody's close together, and try to start gapping them from there. I agree. And then Stout, it's the one and only Asbel. It's your turn. I got nothing else for that guy.
I don't think Stout has anything either.
Stout, you're muted, bud.
Well, I guess he said no.
All right. Well, I guess.
Well, great.
No. I'm here, dude. I'm sitting here trying to talk to him. Chill out. I was saying, I'll start over. I was saying, well, since Boehner and freaking Pete wanted to talk longer than stage 1 lasted, just tell me, man, about how your race went tonight.
It was fun. I mean, it was pretty good. I had fun battling Boehner. And it was kind of weird, though, when it's stage 2, I had to start, I think it was 4th, because of, I don't know why I had to start 4th for stage 2. Oh, when Boehner blocked me in the wall. I had to fix a little bit of damage, and then I had to start P4. I was kind of scared to go into turn 1 because I wasn't sure how the person in front of me was going to brake. And then you have to watch the person behind you, how they brake, too, because, some people get sent in turn, so I had to kind of gauge it just right, and I was able to keep it right there. And good thing Boehner didn't just take off though from there.
Well, Aswell locked into, the championship race at Atlanta. Is there? I mean, I know your preparation is not going to change. What is your goal though over these next 3 races?
Oh, I'm gonna race the next 2, skip 1, and race Atlanta.
So you're going to skip Martinsville?
You dang right there, Skippy.
That's the best track left on the schedule, man. No, I mean, I just didn't know, like, obviously you want to win the next 3 races. I mean, we all race to win. As far as your preparation goes every week, and I have to ask you this, how much time do you usually put in? Because I know you run trucks and NNR. Obviously, you run Xfinity and NNR. I imagine you probably run in several other series. How do you find the time to practice the way that you do and be as good as you are?
Well, to be honest with you, next trucks, I just did 1 practice session, and I did preset 7, and I felt that was good, and I ran that lap, so, well, that's good enough. So, it's kind of the only thing I did trucks. Xfinity, I did only that 1 practice, my practice picture, but then before the race, Boehner said, you know what, I've run a 9 in every other run course. It should be able to run a 9. He second-guessed himself. He can't run a 9 there. So, we stuck with a 6 tonight.
I ran.
Yeah,
you did?
Yes, sir.
I don't know why you kept wrecking. Anyway, I was messing with you, but I mean, I don't really practice that much because, I don't run in any other leagues either. It's really just NNR right now. I just run here and there, and other ones that may need somebody. But I mean, it's just these 2 for right now. Trying to see if I can get in on that Monday night one. Wink, wink.
Well, I got something to send to you after this is over. Yeah, I was just gonna say I need you and Boehner to work on Pete, because we need someone else to run in that American Ethanol event that Alfred York's putting on, and we know Pete loves super speedways, and it's a super speedway race. So I need you guys to work on him. Aswell, I just want to let you know, man, it's an honor to always watch you race. Actually, all 3 of you guys always put on a good show. I feel like you guys race clean, and you race the way you're supposed to race, and it's fun. It's fun racing like that. So, congratulations, Aswell, and thanks to all you guys.
No problem. Shout out to y'all, and shout out to Parsville with that silent P3 like always. He comes there and just sneaks in there and somehow gets in the top 3.
My silent hunter. I say it every week. Yep. But no, Aswell, to tag on to what Stout just said, congratulations. I mean, you are definitely very, very strong. No reason whatsoever when it comes to the Cup guys picking up new pieces of teams that you would be overlooked. Yeah, you've been a very, very strong force in the trucks. Same thing here in Xfinity. I've got a pretty strong hunch that a Cup car is in your pretty near future. So congrats again.
Thank you, guys.
Stout Whiskey.
Yes, sir.
Buddy, you are the man. Thank you very much once again for teaming up with me for these Xfinity races. Always a blast. Talking about a little bit of this, a little bit of that, forgetting about what we're actually doing and carrying on the night, man. But buddy, I absolutely appreciate you.
Absolutely, man. I love calling the races with you and getting to watch these guys, and like I say, always talking about what's going on in NNR overall, and it's just a good time. Drinking some beer tonight, letting the people watch, just hear it break open, or crack open. It's just good times, Pete.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, that's gonna be it for tonight, guys. Again, if you watch this, if you're watching it, watching now or watching later, please, as always, go on up, smash that follow. Remember to leave the notifications on so you know every time we go live. Hit the subscribe if you can. Don't forget, if you have Twitch Prime and you subscribe, you never have to watch commercials, and it's free because you've got a Twitch account and you link it with your Amazon Prime account. So those people out there that say the commercials are too long or there's too many of them, they are done through Twitch. I have no control over them, but if you subscribe to the channel with Twitch Prime, you never have to watch another commercial again, except for the ones that I put on during the stage breaks where I've got to crack something cold. But I'll see you again on Thursday night when the one and only HD Motorsports joins me in the booth for the Cup, guys. They're going to take their chances around this Road America monstrous road course. They're going to pull all their rights and lefts and get up to speed on that really, really long straightaway and see who gets locked into the chase there. Aviator, I would probably say, is going to be the favorite. He did very, very well at the Roval, did very well at Mid-Ohio and Watkins Glen. I would say he's got a pretty good chance here on Thursday night. So be right here. But until then, again, remember, take care of yourself, stay healthy, and we'll see you come Thursday night. Later, everybody.